A four-door sedan that can outrun most sports cars off the line, and still fit your kid's car seat in the back. Sounds like marketing fluff, right? Except BMW actually pulled it off. This is the 2026 BMW M5, and it might be the most confusing car on sale right now, in the best way possible. Look at it and you already know what it's trying to say. The illuminated kidney grille up front, those razor-thin LED headlights, a stance that's noticeably wider than a regular 5 Series. This isn't a dressed-up sedan. It's a full-blown M car, and it looks the part. But here's where it gets interesting. For the first time ever, BMW has bolted a plug-in hybrid system onto the M5's 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8. Combined output? 717 horsepower. 0 to 60 in around 3.4 seconds. In a car that seats 5 and has a trunk. And somehow, it's still comfortable enough to sit in traffic every morning. Today we're going through everything: how it looks, how it drives, what the cabin feels like, the tech BMW crammed in, and whether the price tag actually makes sense. Let's get into it. You don't need to be a car person to notice this thing looks fast standing still. Start at the front. That glowing kidney grille isn't subtle, it's meant to be seen, especially at night. The headlights are sharp, almost aggressive, and the front bumper has been reworked with much larger intakes. Those aren't just for looks, they're feeding cold air to a V8 that's now working alongside an electric motor, and at these power levels, cooling actually matters. Walk around to the side and the width really hits you. BMW pushed the M5's body out further than the standard 5 Series, which gives it this low, planted look even when it's parked. The fender lines flow back cleanly, and the wheel arches are filled with big M alloys. Carbon ceramic brakes are on the options list if you want the ultimate stopping power to match the straight-line speed. Black trim, gloss accents, sculpted mirrors, none of it feels bolted on. It reads as intentional, like the whole car was designed around performance first and styling followed. Around back, the taillights are thin and stretch the width of the car. There's a small carbon lip spoiler for high-speed stability, and the quad exhaust tips leave zero doubt about what you're looking at. Nothing about this design is loud for the sake of being loud. It's confident. Whether it's sitting outside a hotel valet stand or blowing past you on the highway, the M5 doesn't need to try hard to get noticed. All that styling is just the setup. The real story is what happens when you hit the start button. Under the hood, a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8, now paired with a plug-in hybrid system. Combined, they put out 717 horsepower, the most power any production M5 has ever had. Power goes through an 8-speed automatic and into BMW's xDrive all-wheel drive system, so all of that gets to the ground instead of just spinning the tires. 0 to 60 lands around 3.4 seconds. What's interesting is how it gets there. The electric motor fires off instant torque the second you touch the throttle, and then the V8 spools up and just keeps pulling. It doesn't feel like one power source handing off to another. It feels seamless. BMW didn't just drop a heavier hybrid system into the old chassis and call it a day, either. The suspension, steering, and chassis have all been reworked to deal with the extra weight, and it shows. This thing stays composed through fast corners but doesn't beat you up on a normal commute. There's also a full M setup menu, so you can tune throttle response, steering weight, suspension stiffness, brake feel, and how the all-wheel drive system behaves. Flip it into M1 or M2 mode and the whole personality of the car changes instantly. Sharper steering, stiffer suspension, everything dialed up. And despite all that muscle, the hybrid side isn't just for show. It'll run on electric power alone for short stretches, which actually helps around town and cuts down on fuel use during daily driving. That's really the trick with this car. It's not choosing between brutal performance and everyday usability. It's doing both, at the same time, without much compromise. Get inside, and the M5 stops feeling like a performance car for a second and starts feeling like a flagship. The materials are the first thing you notice. Leather that actually feels like leather, carbon fiber trim running across the dash and center console, everything finished properly instead of just looking good in photos. The optional merino leather seats do double duty, deep bolsters to hold you in place when you're pushing the car hard, but still heated, ventilated, and adjustable enough for a 5-hour drive to not be miserable. In front of the driver is BMW's curved display setup, digital gauge cluster and touchscreen infotainment merged into one clean unit. It's sharp, quick to respond, and you can rearrange it to show what actually matters to you, whether that's navigation or live performance data. The latest xDrive software runs the whole thing, and it's noticeably smoother than older BMW systems. Wireless CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, so your phone connects the second you sit down. At night, the ambient lighting changes the whole feel of the cabin. It wraps around the dash and doors and you can adjust the color to whatever mood you're in. Add the optional Bowers & Wilkins sound system, and the cabin genuinely turns into a listening room on wheels. It's not just a driver's car either. Back seat passengers get real legroom, their own climate controls, USB-C ports, and the same quality materials, not an afterthought like some performance sedans tend to treat the rear seats. The panoramic roof helps too, making the whole cabin feel bigger and brighter than it actually is. Nothing in here feels like it's fighting for your attention. It's all built to keep you focused on driving, which, for a car with this much power, feels like the right call. So, is the 2026 M5 actually worth it? Depends what you're after. If you want the lightest, most track-focused sports sedan out there are sharper tools for that job. But if you want one car that handles the school run, a road trip, and a Saturday morning canyon drive without missing a beat, this is about as good as it gets right now. What's impressive is that BMW added a hybrid system without watering down what made the M5 special in the first place. If anything, it adds to it: instant torque, smoother power delivery, and a car that's genuinely easier to live with day to day. The styling, the cabin, the tech, the way it drives, it all adds up to one of the most complete performance sedans you can buy today. Now, the price. In the US, the 2026 M5 starts around $120,000, and that climbs fast once you start adding options. It's not cheap. But given everything packed into this car, a lot of people are going to look at that number and still think it's justified. This isn't just another quick BMW. It's BMW showing what happens when you actually commit to blending performance with electrification instead of treating it as a compromise. So, would you pick this over an AMG E53, an RS7, or a Panamera? Drop your take in the comments. If you got something out of this one, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next review. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.